Howdy friends, and today I am doing the Home Sweet Home tag. I was tagged by Jamie from The Not So Ordinary Wife a couple of weeks ago, and she is always so amazing. She always jumps right on board anytime I ask her to do a collab or something like that, and I rarely do tags, but I thought I should finally repay the favor and do this tag with her. It's pretty cute, so I am doing that today, and thank you, Jamie, for inviting me. So I'll be reading these off of my computer. Question 1 is, what is your living situation? Do you rent, own your home, live at home, etc.? I am a renter. Number 2, what type of house do you live in? I live in an actual house. The last place I lived in was an apartment, but this is a honest to God house with rooms and everything. I think it was probably built in the 50s or the 60s. Do you live in the city, suburbs, or country? I technically live in the city, but I live in the city in Mena, Arkansas, which would be considered like super rural, or the country anywhere else. I am just a couple of streets away from downtown, but there aren't a lot of people here, so do with that what you will. All right. How many people live in your home? Who do you live with? It is just me and Rory, who is on my bed. I haven't had a roommate since I lived in Mississippi, actually. 5, if you own your home, when did you buy it, and how old were you when you bought it? I have never owned a home. If you don't own your own home and rent, when did you move to your home? I came here last August. All right. How long have you lived in your home? Since last August. All right. How many bedrooms? 2, technically. I think there's the master. The way this home was built, I think it had this section added on to the back. This front part, which I believe was the original part, is probably about 700 square feet, and it's just a living room, a kitchen, a bedroom, and then attached to the bedroom is the bathroom. And then there's a door leaving the kitchen, which I believe used to, just based on the architecture, and that there's a window that now just looks into 2 back rooms. I believe kind of a laundry room was added on, and then a second bedroom, which does have a little bit of a closet. So, but I don't think you could fit anything more than a twin bed in there. So 1, 1.5, 2-ish. All right. How many bathrooms? Just 1, which is why it would be super awkward to have a roommate in that second one, because the bathroom is in my bedroom, because I would totally consider that for budget purposes. Okay. What was the selling point for your home? This was one of 2 places that was available when I came to interview for the job here to rent, that would allow pets, and because once again, small town, 2 of the 3 places that rented apartments absolutely would not allow pets at all, and the one place that did allow pets had 2 places available. It was this one and a really, really, really bad, nasty looking place. And so I chose this one. And they were the same price too. It would have been terrible if I had to live at the other place. It was like an old computer shop or something, and all the outlets were in like the middle of the walls, and the bathroom was in the kitchen. No. All right. What is something you love about your home? I really like all the windows. In my last apartment, there were 2 windows, but they led out to the carport in the living room and the kitchen, and then there was one little baby window from my bedroom, but you couldn't really see out of it. So I really like all the light here. There's a couple of big windows in my bedroom, a couple big windows in my living room, and then those back 2 rooms that were added on have windows all the way around, which makes curtains an issue, but other than that, the light is beautiful. Okay. Oop. I just accidentally pressed play on Jamie's video. Alright, what is something you hate about your home? The kitchen floor is not that great, and when you walk through it, the appliances, like the stove, kind of move a little. I mean, it's stable, it's sturdy, but I don't think the weight is on it right or something, or maybe it needs to be reinforced, but as you walk through, it's like Godzilla, like, rah, 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 rah. and because the stove just kind of, the things on top kind of, so I don't love that. And that's it. All right. What is a future project you plan on completing in your home? I have my dining room table, which I got off of Craigslist for $40. I'd really liked it, but it's got all these, like, it's a nice pedestal. It's a normal dining room table, but it's got all these water stains and stuff on the top, and I'd love to sand that down and then paint the whole thing white. And I'd love to do the chairs that I have right now as well, but I'm not completely sure I want to keep those chairs, so I think that's been kind of stopping me from doing the project, because that's a big project if you don't want to keep all the parts of it. So I've been kind of putting that off for a year plus. All right. What is something you changed in your home immediately after moving in? I lined all of the kitchen cabinets and drawers because they're very old, and we painted, with the help of my sister-in-law, a couple of built-in little like bookshelf type things in the kitchen for storage. Very water damaged, very gross, very sticky, and we had to kind of really wipe everything down and clean it, and then repaint using some paint that we had found in the house for the shelves that had been done previously, and that just kind of helped make it look a little bit nicer, because the kitchen is very old and it hasn't been updated in a very, very long time. 14, what is something you always wanted to do in your home but you never got around to? Other than the kitchen, oh, no, this is a good one. My bookshelves. I have two beautiful, nearly floor-to-ceiling bookshelves that hold all of my books, and they're unfinished. And I got them as a present from my dad when I was 14 or 15. And they're gorgeous. They're super good quality. You know, the shelves don't bow or anything. They're a very, very nice wood. But we got them in an unfinished furniture showcase. And I've never went and stained them because I'm a little afraid of committing to a stain and then, you know, having to change it later. And at this point, I've just had these unstained bookshelves for almost 15 years. Yeah, 15 years. And I need to just kind of commit to a stain and take it out, you know, take all the books down, commit a day or two to the project and stain them all. And then I think that would probably make a huge difference in my home, in the way everything looks. Because right now it's just unfinished. Not an intentional design choice. Just can't commit. All right. 15. If you had to do it over again, would you rent/buy your current home? And if not, why not? Since I've moved here, I haven't really seen any other places that I would want to live that are within my price range and are in the area that I want to live in around here. I haven't done a ton of looking just because for the price of this place, it's only $400 a month, and the location, it's only a couple of blocks away from downtown and my work. It would have to be a really, really nice place for me to go through the expense of picking up and moving everything again, because I don't have family here, so I'd have to hire people to help me. And I haven't seen anything that was even close to being worth the effort, and I haven't really looked. I'm kind of a we're here, let's commit to something kind of person, and I will probably live in this house until I move away from Mina, unless, you know, something horrific happens. Okay? Does your home have any quirks? And if so, what are they? Do you like those quirks? Why or why not? This is kind of a fun one. The walls are a little pockmarked. And if I move just a little, you can kind of see where there are a lot of places where the paint is just, it's falling off, or there are like big putty spots where people have, you know, fixed it, but it was never painted over. This place was not repainted before I moved in or anything like that. It's a bit of a budget realtor. And the green trim, it's very outdated, and there are nails in the walls just everywhere, like the people who lived here before me just like took their pictures and stuff off the walls and just left the nails or the holes or anything like that. And so all of my artwork and everything is strategically placed to cover the worst of the pockmarks on the walls. Hang on, I'll move you just a little over there. You can see some of them, and but you can't see. You can still see some of them. I've just kind of worked with what I had to cover those because I'm not repainting a rental. But I do, on the other hand, it does give me a chance to display all of my lovely yard sale artwork, which I love. So that's nice. And I'm very proud that people who saw this place before I moved in come in and say, like, this doesn't look like the same house, because I put up big curtains and I've put up a lot of artwork and I've covered a lot of the problem areas. So I wouldn't say I love those quirks, but they motivated me to quickly deal with them, was the main issue. So that is all 16 questions in the home sweet home tag, and I'm not going to tag anybody else because this is kind of already made the rounds, but I certainly appreciate Jamie tagging me in this, and I hope all of you enjoyed it, or some of you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions about my home, feel free to ask. I do have a full house tour video that I've done, which I will link below if you would like a walkthrough tour of my place to see it. I like it. It's sweet. It's definitely not my favorite place I've ever lived, but it's certainly not my least favorite place I've ever lived. So that's about it. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.